I'm walking you through the absolute basics of Canva. We're not getting fancy, we're not overthinking it, and we're definitely not trying to be perfect. This is just a chill, straightforward breakdown so you can actually understand how Canva works and start creating without second-guessing yourself. Now look, I'm not trying to make a 2 or 3 hour long video here. This is going to be a series. We're starting with the bare basics today, and with each video, we're going to expand and level up. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of it. This is perfect for beginners, side hustlers, small business owners, creators, basically anyone who wants their stuff to look clean and professional without needing a design degree. So let's take it slow, keep it simple, and build this thing from the ground up. All right, so we're going to start right here on the Canva homepage. On the left-hand side, you'll see a few different options. First up, you've got the Create button. This is where you go when you're ready to actually start making a design. Under that, you'll see Home, Projects, Templates, and Branding. Don't worry if all of this feels like a lot right now. We're going to go over branding in a later video, step by step. You'll also see Canva AI, which is Canva's built-in AI tools. And then at the bottom, you've got your notifications, where Canva lets you know about updates, shared designs, or anything else important. For now, I just want you to get familiar with where things are. We're not clicking everything yet, just learning the layout. Now, at the very top of this section, you'll see the little hamburger menu, those 3 lines up at the top. When you click on that, it opens up another sidebar. At the top, you'll see all of your designs, and at the bottom, you'll see the trash can. If you click on the trash can, this is where Canva stores anything you've deleted. Canva will hold those deleted items for 30 days before they're permanently removed. Now, if you already know you don't need something and you don't want to wait the full 30 days, you can go in here and manually delete it yourself. Inside this section usually, you'll see designs, images, videos, and files. Basically everything you've removed, all in one place. Now, I'm using a free Canva account right now because I know most of you are on the free version. And even though I've seen some of y'all say in the comments that you're paying for Canva, but still don't really know how to use it, I wanted to start by showing you how the free account works. That said, I will jump over to my paid account real quick just to show you how you can actually empty out the trash can because it's really simple. Here's how it works. You can click and drag to highlight whatever designs or files you want to delete manually. Or you can click the little checkbox in the top left corner of each item. Once you do that, a bar will pop up giving you the option to delete or restore. Then you will get a pop-up asking if you are sure. And if you don't want to pick and choose at all, you also have the option on the top right-hand side to empty the trash completely. Super simple, but really good to know. Okay, now at the very top, you're going to see 3 main options: Designs, Templates, and Canva AI. Most of the time, when you first log into Canva, designs will already be selected for you. From here, you can scroll down and see your recent designs, or you can use the search bar right underneath. If you already know the name of the project or file you're looking for, just type it into the search bar and Canva will pull it up for you. Now, if you click on Templates, this is where you can search for specific types of designs. For example, if you want to create a YouTube thumbnail, you can type YouTube thumbnail into the search bar, hit search, and Canva will bring up a whole page of thumbnail templates. From there, you can either choose one of the templates or click on blank and create your own design from scratch. Next up, you have Canva AI. We're not going deep into that today. We'll be doing a dedicated video on Canva AI. I already have a video that touches on it a little, so I'll link that down in the description if you want to check it out. Now, back under Designs, right below that, you'll also see some quick shortcuts. These are just fast ways to jump straight into popular templates. If you don't see the exact template you want, you can click on Custom Size. When you do that, a pop-up will appear where you can enter your width and height. You can choose your units, pixels, inches, millimeters, or centimeters. Today, we're going to use inches, and we'll set this to 4.27 by 2.4. Once you do that, just click Create Design, and this will take us inside Canva. All right, let's head over to the left-hand side and go through the sidebar, because this is where you'll spend most of your time. At the very top, you have Design. Under Design, you'll see Templates, which are ready-made designs you can use, or you can click on Styles. Styles will take you to combinations you can apply instantly, things like color palettes, font sets, and overall design styles. This is super helpful if you don't want to overthink your design. Still under Design, you have Elements. This is where you can add pretty much any type of element to your design. Now, Canva did recently do an update, so this may look a little different if you've been using Canva for a while. At the very top of Elements, you'll see the search bar. If you're looking for something specific, let's say a tree, just type in tree, hit enter, and Canva will show you all the tree elements you can use. If you don't want to use the search bar, right underneath it, you'll see categories like shapes, graphics, stickers, and photos, and you can browse that way instead. Below Elements, you'll see text. When you click on that, you can add a text box to your design. If you scroll down a little, you'll also see font combinations that Canva already has set up for you. These are really handy. I use them all the time. Under Text, you have Brand. This is where you can set up your brand kit, and I'll be doing a dedicated video on that later. Next, you have Uploads. This is where you upload your own files into Canva. It's super simple. Just click Upload Files, choose the file from your computer, and Canva will upload it for you. Once you've uploaded content, Canva will automatically organize it for you into images, videos, and audio. Below Uploads, you have Tools. From here, you can draw, add shapes, lines, sticky notes, another text box, or even a table. Next is Projects, which takes you to all the projects you saw back on the home page. Then you have Apps. Here, you can search for different apps that connect with Canva. For example, if you search for DID, which I've done a video on, you can click it, and once it's added, it'll also show up right here in the sidebar for easy access next time. Under that, you'll see Magic Media. For free users, this is limited. Canva has changed how this works a few times, so I'll include the direct Canva link in the description so you can see the most up-to-date info. I also have a video where I use Magic Media to create a professional video, and I'll link that below as well. With Magic Media, you can use AI to generate images, graphics, and videos. And finally, they've added this newer 3D option, which lets you generate 3D images that you can use in your designs. Now, at the top of the screen, you have your file options. This is also where you can name your project. Just click on the file name at the top, type in whatever you want to call it, and Canva will save that automatically. Under File Options, you can save your project, move it, make a copy, or download it. You'll also see your Settings option. We'll be going into Settings later because that's where you can turn on things like guides if you want to use them. You'll also see an option to resize your design. Just know that resize is a pro feature. Anytime you see a little crown icon, that means it's a paid option and only available on the Canva Pro plan. Next to that, you have your editing options, followed by your back and forward buttons so you can undo or redo changes. You'll also see a little cloud with a check mark. That just means your design is saved. Canva autosaves, so you don't really have to worry about that. All the way on the right-hand side, you have the Share button. When you click on that, you can share your design with others and give them access to view or edit the project. Under that, the most important option for most of you is going to be Download. When you click Download, Canva will take you to a page where you can choose your file type. If your design has more than one page, Canva will also let you choose which pages you want to download, or you can just download all of them at once. If you're on the paid plan, you'll also see options to compress your file, limit file size, and use things like a transparent background. All right, let's actually make something. So the template we're working with right now, perfect YouTube thumbnail size. We're going to create a thumbnail for like a makeup tutorial or lipstick review, something in that vibe. Real quick though, full transparency here. I've tried recording this like 3 times already and the file kept messing up on me. So if you notice some stuff already showing up under recently used, that's why. But actually, That's a solid Canva tip right there. Once you use something, Canva remembers it. Just go to Elements, look for Recently Used, click See All, and boom! All the elements you've touched lately is right there. No more searching around forever. Let's start with the background. So I click that background color at the top, and Canva opens up a whole color menu for you. You've got your default solid colors right at the top. Click See All to see even more options. Below that, you'll find gradients, and honestly, these are gorgeous. I use them all the time for thumbnails. You can also create your own custom color. Pick whatever shade you want, or if you're working with a brand color and you know your hex code, just paste it in. Canva handles the rest. But today, we're keeping it simple and using elements. Type pink background into the search bar. We're going with graphics, but just so you know, photos and videos work too. You wouldn't usually use video for a thumbnail, but for other projects, absolutely. Hit See All, scroll through, find something you like. If you're on the free version, remember, anything with that little crown icon is pro only. Can't touch those. I already picked mine earlier, so I'm grabbing it from Recently Used. This pink background right here. Now, the woman I'm adding is also wearing pink, and I need her to pop, so I'm going to make the background a little transparent. Click Transparency at the top, and I am dropping it down to like 91. You can drag the background into place, right-click, and set it as background, or use those 3 dots in the quick bar and do the same thing. All 3 work. It just really depends on what you feel comfortable with. Next, let's add our lady. If she wasn't already uploaded, I'd go to Uploads, click Upload Files, grab her from my computer, and Canva would pull her right in. Her background's already transparent because, remember, the free version doesn't give you the background remover tool. Once she's in, click her. I want her right here in the corner. Resize by dragging the corners, or if you want exact measurements, hit those 3 dots, go to Position, then Arrange. Down here, you can actually type in a specific size. Here's the thing though, people mess this up with the lock icon. If you type your width or height before clicking the lock, it'll cut off your image weird. That's usually what trips people up. So click the lock first, then type your size. Like if I want her to be 3 inches, I type 3, and Canva automatically keeps everything proportional when you have the lock on. You can also align her here. Top, middle, bottom, left, center, or just use the Align to Page section. Most of the time, I just drag things around by eye unless I'm making clip art or something that needs to be super precise. And watch this. As you drag, Canva shows you the width and height. Since we set this project up in inches, that's why those numbers make sense. If you want to work in inches, your canvas has to be set up in inches from the start. Now let's talk about editing. At the top, you'll see Edit. Click that and you get all these options. There's Adjust, where you can mess with temperature, tint, brightness, contrast, all that good stuff. There's also Color Edit. I can click on a color like this brown and tweak the hue, saturation, or brightness. But what I really want? Effects. My go-to is Shadow, specifically the drop shadow. Click that and boom, it adds a shadow behind her, makes her jump off the background. It does make her look a tiny bit smaller, so I'll just resize her again and move her back where I want her. Up here at the top, you'll also see Background Remover, but yeah, that's pro only. You'll also see the color palette. Quick warning, if you change a color here, Canva changes every instance of that color in your whole design, so be careful. On the color page, Canva also shows you every single color you've used in your design, which is super helpful for keeping everything looking tight and cohesive. You can add a square around your elements, curve the edges of the square, crop images, or just double-click any image to crop it. There's also options to flip horizontally or vertically, and animate stuff. If you hover over the animations, Canva actually shows you a little preview. We're not using animations for a thumbnail, but Canva's got some really solid ones. One of my favorites is that old TV animation. I use that all the time in my videos. Before we keep rolling with this thumbnail, let me show you a few more things you should definitely know about. When you click on any image, this little shortcut box pops up. From here, you can lock it in place, duplicate it, or delete it. Hit more options and you get even more stuff. Copy, paste whatever's on your clipboard, duplicate, delete, all that. The lock option shows up here too. You can also add a link to your design if you need to. You'll see stuff like show elements and timing. Timing's more for video projects. We'll get into that another time. You can use it on designs if you're doing animations, but we're keeping it simple today. Oh, and see replace background? It says that because we already set a background. If we didn't have one, it'd set image as background. Down at the bottom, you can add another page if you want more pages. There's also a note section. Click that and you can type whatever you need. Super handy for presentations or if you're writing scripts. Right here's your zoom feature. Zoom in, zoom out, whatever you need. This button shows you all your pages. Click it and you'll see everything laid out so you can jump around. You can add new pages from here too. I like the other layout better though, so I'm clicking it back. This shows how many pages you've got, and this next one's grid view. Lets you see all your pages at once. This one enlarges your design to full screen, which is nice when you really want to focus and block everything else out. Over here's the help option, and if this sidebar is bugging you, just click to collapse it. Gives you way more room to work. Real quick, if you want to speed things up, Canva's got keyboard shortcuts. I'll drop a link below that goes straight to Canva's shortcuts page, so you can check them out if that's your thing. All right, now let's throw some text on this thing. If you're into shortcuts, just hit T on your keyboard and boom, Canva drops in a text box for you. If not, no biggie. Just go to text on the left-hand side and click add a text box. Both ways work, so whatever feels right. Let's drag this text box over here. To make your text bigger, you've got options. You can click and drag the corners, watch that size number change up top, or just go straight to the toolbar and change it there. When you click the text box, you'll also see this rotate option. You can spin text or images however you want. Sometimes it shows up on the top, sometimes on the side, sometimes at the bottom. Just depends on your design size. Now let's type something. We're going to go with drugstore or luxury, since this is for a beauty channel thumbnail about lipstick. I'm not feeling this font at all, so first thing, we're changing it. Up here, you've got your font options. Scroll through, or if you already know what you want, just type the name in. I'm going bold and basic, then making it a bit bigger. Now, let's change the color. I'm picking pink because I've got a specific effect in mind for it. You've got your standard text options here. Some fonts let you bold it, underline it, change the style. What I actually want is this option right here to make everything uppercase. If it's already uppercase, it'll flip it back to lowercase, but I want all caps. This is your alignment. Right now, it's centered, but you can push it left or right depending on what looks better. Just mess with it and see. We're not using bullets today, but this option lets you adjust letter spacing and line spacing. Spread the letters out, tighten up the lines, whatever works. Canva's trying to push part of the word onto another line, so we're just going to grab the edge and stretch it out so everything stays together. Now let's hit effects. I want to use the neon effect that some people call the glow effect. Once you apply it, you can play with the opacity to really make it pop. You also have the option to slap a background behind the text if that's your vibe. Some people love that look. Down here, you'll see the option to curve your text. If you curve it, you control how much bend you want. I'm keeping mine straight though. You'll also see animate here. Since this is just a thumbnail, we're skipping that, but just like with images, you can hover over animations to preview them. Okay, now I want to add a little more to this because when you're making a thumbnail, you really want it to pop. So let's go back to elements. I found some lips earlier, and honestly, those butterflies are cute too. But since this is for a lipstick video, we're going to use the lips. Let's add them to the design and drag them down here. We'll resize them to make them a little smaller, and since it's a lipstick theme, we'll tilt them slightly. Now, as I move this around, you'll see a line appear down the middle. That line is Canva letting you know where the exact center of the page is, or the center of a text box or element that's already on the page. This is really helpful for alignment. You can do the same thing with images too. See that cross in the middle? That shows you the dead center of the thumbnail. Now let's add a little sparkle. We'll go back to Elements, put in Sparkle, and click See All so we can view everything. I like using these sparkles, and this one is free. See how those colors popped up? That means we can change the colors however we want. Let's duplicate it, and duplicate it again. We'll make one a little smaller, then another one even smaller. These look really cute when you layer them like this. Now, let's change the color of the lips. Yeah, I like that better. And there we go, that's our thumbnail. I think it came out really cute. Not too bad for a couple of minutes of work. All right, that's a wrap on Canva Basics 101. If you stuck around this long, you're already doing better than most people, because now you actually know where everything is and how to jump in without getting overwhelmed.